So Burma falls with one loss for the Japanese and the three troops for that were in that were in Burma. So I'm going to keep a roundel in Burma to indicate these planes need to find a landing zone. I'm now going to move on to the Philippines. Philippines is going to have, number one, a bombardment. So these two ships are going to come in for naval bombardment. After that, the bomber from French Indochina can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will do the land battle. And then the amphibious assault will be coming in from Japan, where Japan is picking up, using its two transports in Sea Zone 6, picking up a tank, a troop, and a artillery, and bringing them in for the assault. So first, let's do the bombardment. That is the cruiser at 3 and the battleship at 4. So let's do the cruiser first at 3. Okay, great. That is a hit. Now we're going to do 4. Wow, okay, that's 2 hits. So even though the U.S. gets to return fire, the bomber I'm not going to bother rolling for, because there's only 2 American troops in the Philippines. I won't bother rolling for the bomber, and I won't bother rolling for the troops that are coming in. I'm now just going to roll the defense for the Americans, and that is 2 at 2. So these are 2 at 2. This is an American defense. Oh, there was 2 misses, but I messed up. I threw out 3 dices. Oh, and one of those could have been. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the best 2 out of 3, if that's okay with everyone. So rather than the re-roll, the best 2 out of 3 gives at least 1 hit, and that's better than what the odds would suggest. So we'll take the best 2 out of 3. There's 1 hit for the Americans. The result is the 2 transports that were in Sea Zone 6 now end up in the Philippines, Sea Zone 35. Okay. The 2 American troops have now been taken out of the Philippines. I'm going to get rid of the attack arrows. And the cruiser and battleship have to be in 35. They did the bombardment, so they can't move again. And then the tank and troop and artillery end up in the Philippines. And there was 1 Japanese loss. So I'm going to take 1 like that. So the Philippines now is 2. So the U.S., I'm going to move down 2. Down 2. And Japan up 2. So Japan and the U.S. I've got is the same on the chart. So I am now going to see. Oh yeah, we do have another 2 battles, and that is in Sea Zone 46. The first thing that's going to happen is the battleship is going to come in to Sea Zone 46 and do nothing more than destroy the U.S. transport. So no battle line need to be rolled, so I'm simply going to remove the British transport, take the battleship, put it in Sea Zone 46, and that move is done. Now we've got the naval, or the amphibious assault part, and there are going to be the transport in Sea Zone 45 is going to Palau to pick up that infantry, and back into 46 and drop them off in New Guinea. So the Palau soldier I'm putting on the battle board is actually attack at 1. Then the fighter and tack off the carrier in C-Zone 33 and the fighter and tack off of the carrier in 45 are also both going to attack New Guinea. So New Guinea is being attacked by 2 fighters and 2 tacks and 2 soldiers. The one that came from Palau and then the one that is now going to migrate over from Dutch New Guinea. And the Americans are defending it with 2. So I'll show the battle board just so that everyone can see it. That will be the battle board. Americans defending at 2, Japanese attacking 2 at 1, 2 at 3, and 2 at 4. I will throw the American tacks first, so 2 at 4. Let's get rid of the old dice. So this is 2 at 4. That's 1 hit. Now I'm going to roll 2 at 3 for the 2 fighters. 2 at 3. So that's 1 hit also. So there are 2 hits. I'm not going to bother rolling for the rest of the units. I do need to roll though for the Americans defending. So this is the Americans defending, 2 at 2. Okay, so the Americans had 2 misses. The result is, here's the battle board. 2 Americans are eliminated. And that's it. So these 2 troops, I'm going to show, now go over to New Guinea. So that's New Guinea. Remove these battle markers since they're just in the way now. And I've got 2 tacks and 2 fighters that are hovering over Guinea that are eventually going to need to land. And that's why that roundel is remaining. Okay, so that, and there's no IPC value for New Guinea other than to decrement Australia in the future. So now what needs to be done is non-combat. And with respect to non-combat, I'm going to first start by getting rid of the attack roundels, or attack arrows, sorry. So you can see that. The destroyer from C-Zone 33 is now going to go into 46. The aircraft carrier from C-Zone 33 also goes into C-Zone 46. This transport was in 46, of course, because he did the amphibious assault. This, which is C-Zone 45 destroyer, is going to go into C-Zone 46. The carrier in C-Zone 45, also C-Zone 46. So this is all 46. And 1 fighter and 1 tack are each going to land on each of the carriers. So I'll just spread these out. We all know they're 46. Okay. So I'll get rid of this now. Another non-combat, I'm going to move in Formosa. There's a submarine. He is going to go to Disrupt in C-Zone 37. So we'll move these. The bomber, which did go to the Philippines, didn't need to roll, but he's going to land right back in French Indochina. And I've got 2 tacks and 3 fighters in Burma. 2 tacks and 2 fighters are going to land in Siam. So that's, if you can see that, he's not there. Two tacks and 2 fighters, sorry, 1 tack. And then over in Yunnan, one of the tacks is landing in Siam. So Siam now has 2 tacks and 2 fighters. And then if you look at Anhui, the strategic bomber in Burma is going to actually land all the way over in Anhui, as well as 2 fighters. And let me get and then we have Johar. It turns out I wanted and had gas for 2 tacks and 2 fighters. So in Johar, there is the landing of I guess just 2 fighters and 1 tack. And then from Johor, we're going to move the AAA up to Johar, and also 2 troops from Johor up to Johar. And we still have more that can be done. So I am going to, the 2 C units, the sub and the destroyer in C Zone 20, are going to move to C Zone 35. And then I have 2 tacks and 2 fighters in C Zone 6. They're all going to land in the Carolines, in the Caroline Islands. Okay, now I'm going to do a recap of all the units. And, now I'm going to do the build, actually. So, as far as the build goes, we have 1 factory is going to go to Hong Kong or Kwangtung. 1 factory is going to go to Shanghai. And then the cavalry that was purchased, 2 of them, they're both going to French Indochina. And the troop that was purchased is going to French Indochina. And the sub that was purchased is going to C Zone 6. Okay, so now I'm going to do a recap. C Zone 6 has 1 sub, 1 destroyer, 1 carrier. Japan has 3 AAA and 3 troops. Korea is vacant. Manchuria, 8 soldiers. Johor vacant. Johar, 4 soldiers, 1 AAA, 2 fighters, 1 tack. Hopei, 2 soldiers, 2 artillery. Kwai Chau, 3 soldiers, 1 artillery. Anhui, 1 bomber, 2 fighters. Yunnan, 1 soldier, 1 artillery. Burma, 1 soldier. Siam, 2 tacks, 2 fighters. French Indochina, 1 strategic bomber and 1 soldier that was built. Sumatra, soldier and artillery. C Zone 41, 1 transport. C Zone 43, 1 transport. Borneo, 1 artillery. C Zone 35, 1 destroyer, 1 sub, 2 transports, 1 battleship, 1 cruiser. Philippines, 1 tank, 1 soldier, 1 artillery. New Guinea, 2 soldiers. Sea Zone 46, 2 aircraft carriers, each with a fighter and attack, 1 battleship, 2 destroyers, 1 transport. Caroline Islands, 2 fighters, 2 TACs, 2 soldiers, 1 AAA. And Iwo Jima, 1 soldier. On the chart, Japan is at 50. And that concludes the move. Thank you all. Bye-bye.